Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So let's have another look at playing through the Kushinada Impossible mission. And then this time we will bring a free party through. And then, yeah, I was initially thinking of calling this my early farming party. Because these were the monsters that I used when I was just starting to go through Kushinada. But then I realized that this is technically a free party. So yeah, the three guys that I'm using on my team are drop monsters, and then my friend is a hatcher monster, which is why it's called a free party. And yeah, I decided to call it that since it's more impressive than a early farming party. So yeah, to talk about the members that I'm using Vendetta Evolution, and he's kind of the centerpiece for this team. He's got only no warp. And then he's very slow, and then yeah, the reason why you want to use him is for his one-way laser. He's one of the few drop monsters with a one-way laser. It just goes straight up, and it's a fire element, so it gets additional damage, and yeah, it does pretty good damage. It's like 17,000. So yeah, he is going to be... I would say he's easy to use because you just keep him towards the bottom of the screen and just you know, maintain his positioning, and then you hit him with your other guys. But if you aren't used to using one-way laser characters, then he might be a little bit difficult to use. But yeah, there we see the laser come out. That's pretty good. And then next I'm using Rakshasa Evolution. He is a Pierce with no warp. And then, yeah, I've said this in a few other Kushinada videos I've done, but as the mission progresses, no gravity barrier becomes less important, and then no warp becomes more important. So that's why I'm choosing Rakshasa Evo. He's, yeah, he can get around very easily, because he's a Pierce for one thing, and then two, he's got no warp, so he won't be shot in a random direction by the warps. And then his main job is to hit Vendetta to get the one-way laser out. But he also has a poison bump combo, which comes in handy for these early zombie stages. And then he's got a strike shot that can take away 1,000,000 damage from the boss, if we get the positioning right. Alright, and then the last drop character that I'm using is, of course, Izanami. And she's considered probably the best character for this Kushinada mission. And then this party would probably be even stronger if we're using 3 Izanamis instead of Rakshasa and Vendetta. But I don't really like to use duplicate characters, and I love one-way laser, of course, so yeah, I thought I'd show off this team here. And then finally, the last character, the one hatcher monster I'm using, is Sakamoto Ryoma. And yeah, I got him very early. I'm sure probably many of you did as well. He's been out for a very long time. And he's a Pierce with the Wood Slayer, which works on all the enemies on this mission. And then he's got no gravity barrier, which is useful in these early stages, but not so much the later stages. So as the mission progresses, he becomes trickier and trickier to use. But he's still usable, even the last couple stages, so we'll have a look at that. So yeah, we are just moving along. I feel like this team can win pretty consistently, but the thing about it is that it does take a little bit of time to get the clear. If you look at the run time for this one versus my final farming team, yeah, we do see that this one takes a few minutes longer. But until I finished my Izanami Max Luck, this was the team that I used, and it was really great for me, so yeah, I would recommend it. You know, I definitely like to get rid of the spritzers first, because they can stun my guys. In Vendetta's case, that's not as big of a deal, since we're just trying to maintain his positioning at the bottom anyway, so... but still, we want to take out the spritzers early. Alright, And then a few seconds ago we saw that at the beginning of a turn, Vendetta's one-way laser kind of lit up, and that means that he gets the bump combo critical for that turn. Unfortunately, it was his own turn, so he would have needed a blast bump combo, but I didn't have it, so we didn't need to worry about it. And then much later, there will be certain drop monsters that you can make 2 max lux of, and then fuse them together in order to give them the ability to get an Able Berry. And then one of those monsters that can do it is Vendetta here. And of course, what do I want to get him but the sidekick Able Berry. So I'm wondering like how high I could get his damage. With the bump combo critical and the sidekick Able Berry, he'd be pretty insane. Although, I don't use him a lot anymore. Once I finished Izanami, she became my main fire no warp max luck. But sometimes just for fun, I'll pull out Vendetta. Okay. So, this stage is a little on the difficult side, because that spritzer in the center can take away a lot of damage. So what we will do, we will position Vendetta right below it, and then just get that one-way laser into it over and over. Alright, we'll just do a shallow angle for the vertical shot, and positioning there is just fine. And then we will work to hit Vendetta, but not get the hearts. We want to save the hearts so that we can heal the poison, which will come out next turn. So yeah, I'm going to be very careful. Alright, excellent. And we moved Vendetta out of position a little bit, so we can nudge him back with Ryoma. Yeah, and that also gives us a good chance to get Izanami's laser into the spritzer, so that's pretty good. Yeah, if we are really good with our positioning and we can get both lasers into the boss's weak point, that'll be lots and lots of damage, so... Okay, HP is looking no good, so let's grab a heart. And yeah, kind of the biggest problem with using extreme drop monsters is that they don't do a lot of damage, especially when compared to Hatcher monsters and Impossible drop monsters. But Vendetta is one of those few extreme drop monsters that gets around that. Yeah, he's got a very strong bump combo, so he's a consistent source of damage. Okay, so the boss is nearly gone, but I don't want to use Vendetta to grab that heart. That'll push him out of position. So we'll just kind of use up that turn, and then on the next turn we'll grab the heart and then beat the mission, beat the stage. Alright, excellent. Okay, here is the mini-boss stage. Same deal, we'll just position Vendetta, and then we'll hit Vendetta with everyone else. And then the boss of Kushinada, her trademark move is that cross laser. And so that makes positioning Vendetta a little bit difficult. So we want to position Vendetta underneath Kushinada, but either to the left or the right of that cross laser. And that's a little bit tricky, but yeah, just use shallow angles to, you know, keep yourself to one side, and that will be fine. Yeah, so there we go. We used a very shallow angle to move Vendetta up and down, and that should be enough to get him out of the hit range for the cross laser. Alrighty, and we got both lasers into Kushinada, so that's pretty good damage. And there's Rakshasa's shield, Lux skill, coming into play. And then we saw Vendetta's Lux skill come into play. Don't need it here, but it's nice to know that it's there. Alright, and then we are at the boss. So Vendetta is right in the path of the cross laser. So we'll try to work him out of that shooting range. That kind of helped. But yeah, with the gravity barrier under Kushinada, we can very easily kind of maintain his positioning. Yeah, there I kind of went for a sort of a tricky shot, and then I paid for it by eating the laser, but I think we made up for it the next turn. Okay, more laser action here. Whoops, kind of moved him out of position, so... And what are we going to do here with Ryoma? Yeah, I wanted to go into an angle into the warps where I would have the least chance of grabbing one of the hearts by accident. So we managed to do that. But I see a couple of my guys in the cross laser area, so we're going to grab the gold heart. We'll kind of lose Vendetta's positioning, but fortunately he had an irregular bound, so he kind of got back to where he needed to be. Alrighty, more lasers. More irregular bounds, oh well. Okay, and then here, I see that Ryoma, he can thread the eye of the needle right in between the warps, and then I get some good hits on the boss. And that is definitely the best way to use Ryoma in these later stages, since there are so many warps. Okay. So here I considered using the strike shot for positioning, but I figured that in the end it would be just the same to do the regular attack, so that's what we did there. Alright, and then we'll try to get some more lasers in. Alright, that took away half of the big spritzer's life, so that's pretty awesome. And I think here we'll aim for the same, just more laser. Alright, awesome. Alright, so on Ryoma's turn we are going to look for more threading the eye, but he's stunned, unfortunately, so we'll skip his turn. Okay, same deal here. We'll just use Kushinada's gravity barrier in order to slow down Vendetta. Excuse me. Alright, saw the HP was low, so we grabbed the heart. Got more laser in. And then I want to take down that spritzer up there, since he does not revive. Hey, and Ryoma is stunned again. I really hate those spritzers. Okay, again, we'll just focus on Vendetta's positioning. And then here I might be able to get both lasers. Yes, okay, great. No weak point, but still pretty good damage. Almost 500,000. Okay, and we'll do some more laser action here. And then a little more laser action here. Alright, awesome. And let's see if we can grab that heart. Alright. Alright, and then from this stage there are no gravity barriers at all. So it becomes a little bit trickier to position Vendetta, but not a lot. Okay, there comes that weak point. Perfect. Alrighty. And then I like to use any meteor strike shots that I have to take out the spritzers, since they stun my guys. So I think we're going to use that here, yeah. Okay, let's see if we can hit both spritzers. Ah! Another regular bound, oh well. Okay. Now to use Ryoma's strike shot. You can use it either on the very first turn of the stage before the warps come out. And that's the best way to get your other characters moving. Or you can use it just as a speed and power up for Ryoma himself. And then his strike shot is powerful enough that it's worth using for that purpose. And yeah, we'll just wait for his positioning to be better, so that he can, you know, again, thread the eye of the needle, go through between the warps, and do lots of damage, hopefully through the weak point. Okay, let's see what we do here. Alright, pretty good damage. And we're dodging the cross lasers, so that's good. Alright, we got the weak point right in front of the one-way lasers, that's nice. Alright, so now might be a good time to use Ryoma's strike shot. Yeah. So we're going to use some up and down to go into the boss's weak point. And this is going to hit Vendetta, and Vendetta is going to move. But when you use a command strike shot, the direction that the character that you hit moves is perpendicular to the direction that you're going. So I saw that Vendetta was just going to go left and right between the two Gaias, and essentially protect his position. So that was pretty great there. Alright, I see a good chance to use the strike shot in the weak point there, and that is crazy, 1.6 million damage. And yeah, we improved his position a little bit by getting out of the cross laser position. Alright, we'll get more laser in there. And then let's see if we can use a tricky angle to get Izanami out of here. Awesome. And we got the one-way laser. Awesome, awesome. Alrighty. And Ryoma is stunned again. I hate spritzers. But I think we'll finish off the boss with Vendetta, so... Alright, very good. So yeah, that was my free party run of Kushinada. And although it's not a very fast team, I think it's very reliable. So yeah, if you don't have Max Luck Izanami yet, you can give Vendetta and Rakshasa a try. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Take care.